So we have completed our second objective, which was to name our course and using the naming conventions prescribed by the LSR 7 school district. In my case, it's Lee Summit West, LSW, American Government, the course name, specifically identify that it's a credit recovery course, and name the semester, which for this course is fall 2021. We have saved that name, but if we go and start searching around, like I talked about earlier, we'll lose what we've already done. We have to go down to publish the course. Once we click on publish the course, we'll get this pop up, which do you want to go ahead and publish? We're going to make this course available. Yes, we'll go ahead and publish it. And then we're going to check the course options. And there's a lot of information on this page that we need to set up to make sure that we are following the guidelines that that the district has provided for us. So we have these thresholds, or basic thresholds, of 70% to pass. We also have how we can weight our grades. So for the accelerated credit recovery course, we have quizzes for each unit. So I'm going to go ahead and put 0 for tests. We're not going to have an end of the unit test. We're going to have quizzes after each section in each unit. Our quizzes, typically, I make those 40%. I'll get rid of the exams, the essays, assignments, 60%. And looks like our project here, 0. So I'll change all that to make that equal 100. Okay. You're going to have the opportunity to go back and change, and maybe you want to weight your courses a little different, especially once you get a little more experience in here. You have several different assessment options, from allowing to save and exit on quizzes, to allowing the e-notes on quizzes. Again, we're not taking the tests or exams. You can determine how many attempts you want. Since this is a credit recovery course, I want the kids to have as much options available. I might make it 4 attempts. Since you're not necessarily a course-specific expert, we're going to go ahead and filter out those assignments that need eyes on and teacher-supported grading. We're going to click on the automatic with grade, which is by default set. You have some guided notes, and these display guided notes to the students. These are completed and offered notes for the students to kind of go through, and they have the ability to highlight and select certain texts. This next option, I don't really have a strong opinion of. I don't allow my students to move freely in the course, but if that's something that doesn't bother you, you certainly can allow that. We get down to the next is we have pre-test options, and we want to definitely enable the pre-testing. The passing threshold at 80%, I believe, is fair. That's going to determine whether the student has mastery of the subject level or subject matter or not. Anything that the student passes on their pre-test will automatically be pulled out for that individualized user, for that student. It'll be pulled out. There won't be any test questions on what they have shown to have already mastered. We go down here, we have time limits for different assessments. Again, I want to make sure I give them plenty of leeway, so maybe I'll just double that to 120 minutes. It won't take the student that long, but just in case. Here we have start dates. Say we are into the second semester. I can choose to go here and set the start date at maybe January 4th or 5th, whenever we get back, and the target date for this completion. Again, typically it's a 4-week. So if I did it on the 4th, then, I'll come down here to February 8th and give them a little more than 4 weeks. Down here, we have some prescriptive testing, which is not something that we necessarily do. Although I will say Edgenuity has built in for students that may be on a 504, have an IEP with accommodations. There's accommodations built into Edgenuity with reading the tests, extra time, being able to stop and rewind and do some of the things that potentially might not be offered. Once you have completed that, you complete and you submit all the changes. There you've basically just set up the course guideline, but you haven't done any content yet. Now again, once you've completed, make sure to go back and you submit all your changes. You may feel like you've already done it, but you might go back up and make a change. So submit all the changes, and you're going to get a little bit of pop-up message here. And typically you're always going to choose what's recommended. So we'll go ahead and recommend that. You'll get a message up at the top of the screen that the changes were made successfully. Okay, that allows you to know that your course structure it was saved and how you wanted it to appear. Now, what we need to do next is go into and actually customize this course. So we'll do that by going to Courses and Manage Courses. Now make sure you remember what you named your course, because there's a lot of courses already in this management system. So I'll click on Manage Courses, and I'm going to use the filter again. I'm going to type in, for my course, it was LSW, and I'm going to search for that American Government course. So here's the Lee Summit West American Government course, credit recovery for the fall of 2021. I select that, and I'm going to get these options. Okay. I'm going to customize. I'm going to modify this course without creating a copy, because this is the copy of the main course. Now, once we get in here, we're going to see all the different lessons. I can expand all the lessons so that I can go in and look at the different units or sections inside of each unit. I can minimize that. So again, remember I told you that these cumulative exams for our accelerated credit recovery courses, we're just going to take those off. Okay, we're gonna close those. What we can do now is go through, and I can select the arrow to expand all the offerings. And remember, we have a cumulative exam, and then inside of each section, we have a unit test. We're going to deselect those as well. This is just specific to the accelerated credit recovery courses. Now, as I start with the first unit, I can click and see what activities we have. We have a warm-up, we have instruction, and we have a quiz. That's typically what we want in our credit recovery courses. Doing your due diligence, you would go through each unit or each section to make sure that you're including the curriculum that you really want. Now, remember, we're in a 3-tiered system, okay? And typically we want 20 or more hours first semester course for a student to receive a passing grade or to recover their credit. Remember, they're only earning 60%. That's a D-, so it's not going to affect any GPAs. So there shouldn't be any anxiety about potentially allowing a student to recover credit, and that potentially could affect class ranking. This is not the case. This is not what we're interested in. We're interested in helping these students recover their credit and get back on track, right? And that's something that the district is all about. And and I believe in it as well. So again, you're going to go through line by line, section by section, and make sure that you are looking through each unit, making sure that the curriculum is where you want it. And remember, I've developed all these courses based off of the course experts in our building and what their assessment of what the most important curriculum was to show that the student has mastered the content. Okay. So I want to show you how you can, again, meet the 3-tier requirements. So you'll just click on you'll go ahead and click on the arrow for each of the unit headings and just deselect, and I'm going to go ahead and click that. You'll just deselect the green check mark, goes into a faded symbol, and you're left with the 3 units that you're going to be testing over. And again, I have provided you with all of the courses that already have the 3 main units for each of the recovery courses. Now, going in and customizing your courses is going to take quite a bit of time because you really want to get it involved and really drill down and make sure that you are in fact assessing the students based off of the program requirements for the accelerated credit recovery. And you want to make sure you get familiarized with which of the units and pay attention to the time. So right now we're sitting at about 21 or 22 hours. Looks like 21 hours and 52 minutes. That's plenty good. Sometimes some of the course is going to be a little bit longer. Sometimes, depending on the course, they'll be a little bit lower than 20 hours. Once you feel good about what you've done, you're going to go down here and click Publish the Course. Okay. And it's going to tell you the change will be made directly to this course. You'll click Publish, and your course will be ready to go. Obviously, you can open up your course and modify it by customizing it again. And as a reminder, to go back into your course, once you've published it, you go to Courses and Manage the Course. You'll filter through and find the course. Mine was the American Government Fall course. I can select it and do some additional customization. In our additional trainings that we have scheduled, we will be able to go in and customize per the individual student. Okay, that's for the training that we have scheduled for later on this month. But we can go into and edit the course enrollment by student. And I'll just give you a little bit of a preview. I can go into Aiden Brown. Okay, I can customize, and what you're going to see is this is customizing just for Aiden. And Aiden may have received a grade in the 50% range for this course. So I can turn that particular unit off so that Aiden's only going to complete 1 unit as prescribed by the district or required by the district. If Aiden really did poorly, maybe even didn't, maybe just barely passed not even passed the class, but barely scored any points, he may end up having to do all 3 units. So the students, it's basically going to be customized per the student. And we'll talk about that in their additional trainings. I want to thank you all for the training today. On each objective, we have assignments, and just, you have my email. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Have a great day.